The Business Bully Podcast is being brought to you by Audible. With over 180,000 titles to choose from, Audible has something for you. And coming this spring, the audio version of Pitch, Close, Upsell, Repeat, the best-selling book for 54 weeks on Amazon. Make sure you get it, written by yours truly. You can get that there. And if you want your free 30-day trial and your free audiobook download, go to audibletrial.com/bully. Now, let's go ahead and get this thing started.
He's been an award-winning media personality and producer. As a speaker, he's empowered over 1 million people from the stage. Now, one of the leading brand experts and business coaches in the U.S. is bringing his unique brand of straight talk to the world of on-demand audio. It's the Business Bully Podcast. Now, here's the Business Bully himself, David Anderson.
Yeah! What up? 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 It is the Mohawk and Real Talk, and Living Fully Business Bully Dave Anderson, coming to you live from my home, doing my thing right now. Shout out to everybody who is joining me on Facebook Live and on Periscope, and shout out to everybody who is listening to this later. And you know me, because I'm going to shout you out, because love is love, and I like to give you the love that I'm receiving. Because without your love, it's a mess. And again, that link is audibletrial.com/bully to get that. So thanks to everybody who's hit me with those hearts. I love that. I appreciate that. I have never felt so loved in my life, except for the time that my wife told me yes. And well, the time they said, Mr. Anderson, here's your daughter. Well, let me tell you something, man. I am so excited. So many things have been going on. Right now, I will tell you this. I am coming on tour. I will be hitting towns this spring. First stop looks like April 1st, Philadelphia, my hometown, Temple University. I am coming. There is a business summit. Details are going to be posted on businessbullyshow.com. There's also, if you listen to the podcast previous to this one, you can get all of those details because I don't have them in front of me. Why don't I have them in front of me? Because damn it, I'm rolling. That's right, we are rolling right now. And well, they didn't really pay for advertising, so I'm not gonna push them so far. But I do want you to come out and see me. So check that on the last show. Find Your Voice Now says, really, I'm from Philly too? Yeah, Philly's in the building. Temple University, Martin Luther King High School. I am Philly all the way. There are so many people in business who have more excuses than a hooker in church as to why they can't get it together, as to why they can't break through and get to that next level. And I am here to tell you that I am not going to allow you anymore to sit back on your ass and act like that's okay. I'm sorry. I'm just not. Visitor 112, what's happening? Ashley said, I'd like to step my video game like you. Yeah, man, let me tell you something. I started on YouTube in 2006. I didn't really start getting serious until 2009. But when that happened, boom, 2.5 million, man. Just a lot of great interviews, a lot of me just being very honest, a lot of talking about my pain and things that people care for. And I don't mind getting raw with you. I don't mind telling you those things that may necessarily start with you. What's up, L? I see you over there. Thomas Williams says, Philly's in the building. Damn, Skippy. Mohawk looking kind of fresh. Yeah. I think I'm going to shave the sides closer, though, but we'll get into that in a minute. So, again, the phones are always open for you. The number is 215-392-0422, Banger 258. I'll see you. Listen, if you have a question, if you want to know something about business, if there's a question that you have that you haven't gotten a straight answer for, are you sick of gurus telling you that you suck without giving you any way to fix it? Well, I'm here to help you. You see what I'm saying? I'm not a guru. I'm the son of I'm a son of a single mom from the projects, and that's the difference. I'm not here for that dumb stuff. Lara B 2607, first day on Periscope. Welcome. Appreciate that. I see. Find Your Voice Now came back through. Thomas, I did answer your question also about your question about video intros and things of that nature. So listen, I'm not going to waste a lot of time because people who aren't watching this live, who are just listening to this, they want this bully work, and I want to give it to them. First things first, I got an email from a guy, and it hit me so hard that I was like, oh my Lord, thank you for, no, I'm kidding. It hit me so hard because he was saying some things that I kind of just take for granted. And when I read it, I had to read it like 3 times. And I read it to my wife, and she was like, yeah, it's a lot of people out there who don't understand how hard it is and how to find their passions. And so what I wanted to do was open that letter up and then read it to you as soon as I can get it up here, because this brother was really going in, and he was really feeling some type of way, and I wanted to make sure that I did right by him. And so it says, Dear Dave, I'm working in the IT department at my job. I've been doing IT for a very long time, and I have not really enjoyed what I'm dealing with. I have people at my job who are gossiping and they're extra, and I'm not really about that life. I don't think that I'm a great entrepreneur because I'm shy and I don't know how to get over that. I don't know how to sell particularly. I'm not you. I want to know what advice you can give me to help me take my situation to the next level. In the meantime, please continue to do your work. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I'll just call the dude Chuck. So I'll say this to you, Chuck. I don't know the first thing about IT. I know plenty of IT people. It's not my thing. I don't pretend to know it. I do know, however, there's a whole bunch of gossipy people at work. And gossipy people at work are terrorists because they ain't got nothing going on in their own damn lives. And so they begin to act as if what you're doing isn't good enough, but if they could do something better, they'd be someplace better. I will say this. You don't have to be a great salesperson in order to be an entrepreneur. I know some people who are lousy salespeople. You know what they do? They hire great salespeople. I've literally been hired by people just to close, even for like multi-level marketing companies or things of that nature. It's crazy. Okay, I see somebody right now wants to get this blocked. We're not talking about Obamacare. I can't handle it. Find Your Voice Now says, hey, I can't stand sales. Listen, I get it. There are people who don't like sales. And people don't like sales because they don't understand the science of selling. And if you understood that there was a formula, it wouldn't be that difficult for you. I'm going to give you an example. If you look behind me, there's two paintings. They're very identical. One was painted by me. The other one was painted by my wife. We went to like a painting with a twist thing to celebrate our anniversary. And I had never painted anything. And the guy said, oh, it's going to be simple. Look, I got all the colors for you. Just take this and you paint this. You see what I'm doing? And he begins to paint it. And I'm like, this is going to turn into some hot ass garbage. But okay, I'm open-minded. I'm going to do it. And he literally just took us, and by the time, like 2 hours later, I had a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous painting, and so did my wife. Now, ours are a little bit different because we all had to throw our own creativity into it. But the paintings nonetheless, so you can see them if you're looking at this live. Those two paintings right there. This one is mine. That one's my wife's. Mine has a lot more gold in it because I'm about that money, baby. Woo! And that's the thing, though. Once you get a formula, you can then get comfortable with that formula, and then you can apply your own knowledge, experience, expertise, passion to that formula. You see what I'm saying? But we don't do that. What do? We sit around and we say, oh no, I'm not qualified to be a salesperson. I'm not good with people. I just don't know what to do. And to me, that's a cop-out. So I'm going to address all these cop-outs. But the thing of it is, everybody's not built to be that person. So to my friend who wrote that letter, listen, man, find what it is that you want to do and that you would like to do for free, and then we can have a real conversation. But it's hard for me to say to you, man, let's go do this, quit your job today, and you don't have any type of plan, structure, or anything like that. Yo, Ape's in the building. April Beverly, if you're not in her Work Your Website course, I don't know what to tell you. What up, Ape? Finally, I'm free. I can be on this scope. So, I'm also going to tell you this. There are people, Channel McCall, I see you. There are people who just, for whatever reason, are not entrepreneurs, and they're not people who are ones to take things to the next level. There are going to be mediocre players. Can we just address this in the room? Can we just get all the elephants in the room other than me out in the open here? There are going to be mediocre players. There are going to be B+ players. There's going to be D- players. There's going to be F players. And then there's going to be A+ super level genius players. Now the question is, where are you? And can you be honest about that? And are you comfortable with that? If you know where you are, if you're honest about that and you're comfortable with that, then you can move with some certain level of discernment. But most people won't. Most people will stay stuck. They'll say, oh, it is what it is, and that's just how things are going to be. Well, thank God Harriet Tubman didn't think like you. Thank God Lincoln didn't think like you. Thank God Obama didn't think like you. I'm sorry, but a lot of y'all will continue to talk a good game, but you won't make moves to make things happen. You won't do real self-assessment, but you'll sit around all day and watch some rich man tell you how easy it is for you to get rich. All you got to do is work hard. No, that is a cop-out. I'm throwing bombs today. It is a cop-out to tell somebody, just work hard and you're going to make it happen. It is a cop-out. Don't believe it. Not for a second. Not for a minute. Do not fall for that. Do not fall for the banana in the tailpipe. You can make things happen, but it takes a lot more than just hard work. You need infrastructure, you need a plan, you need a copywriter, you need a salesperson, you need science, you need a website, you need lead funnels. There's a whole science to what it is that you do. Thank you for people who are sharing this on their pages, people who are sharing this in their groups, people who are retweeting this, inviting their followers, telling them to come get this bully work because the bully's on fire right now and we're only 7, 8, 10 minutes in this thing. Woo! Come get it, people. Yeah, I mean, if you're feeling it right now, just give me a woo! You know what I mean? If you're listening to this on the subway right now and this has already been recorded, I don't care. Just stand up in your seat right and just woo! Why? Because it makes you feel good. That's what I'm talking about. Jody's wooing, Jules wooing, Apes wooing, everybody's wooing. Get that woo work, people. That's what I'm talking about. And by the way, that reminds me, I just dropped the official first single from the motivational mixtape entitled Business Bully Volume 1 Trap Motivation. First single is called Transform. It's featuring the Optimus Prime. So y'all want to check that out because it's crazy. Artwork crazy. Sounds crazy. If you're not in the EDM, you will be because this was hot. And it's the only EDM track on the whole Trap Motivation mixtape. But I've got other people who are going to be on this mixtape. I'm gonna just let the cat out the bag. And then I'm going to dive into this thing. So Robbie Partlow from City High is on this mixtape. Let's see. Antonique Smith, who played Faith Evans from Notorious, she's on the mixtape. I got Ric Flair on the mixtape. You know, it's Tracks for Me. Head Crack from the Ricky Smiley Morning Show and This Nation is on this mixtape. And ladies and gentlemen, the mixtape is free. Why? Because I need you all to get this work. I need y'all to get pumped up. I need y'all to get motivated. Oh, no, yeah, Eric Thomas is on the mixtape too. Boom! So, that's what I'm talking about. Put things out there. Just come get this work because I will spit these bars till my throat gets sore. Why? Because you know what? Y'all are playing small and I'm sick of it. Y'all are acting like it's okay, and I'm sick of it. And by the way, if you have children or a spouse or somebody that you love, a mama who takes good care of you, I'm telling you right now, you're robbing your kids, you're robbing your family, and you're robbing your legacy. You're robbing your great-grandchildren. Even the Bible says you're supposed to make sure that your grandchildren's grandchildren will get inheritance from you. But y'all gonna sit around and be mediocre. Not on my watch. This a Fitbit, but not on my watch. You get what I'm saying? Y'all out here robbing these streets. Y'all are robbing these streets and you robbing your greatness, but you'll be so happy because somebody put donuts in the break room. Oh, we's got a good boss. We got donuts in the break room. We's gonna have buffalo wings and pizza. Woo! Don't you woo on no damn buffalo wings and pizza. Nah, stop. I'm begging you. Don't do it. Why don't you do it? Because it's stupid to be happy for something that costs $12, you know, and you got to look at it like this. And here's the other hustle. Let's do some quick math. If somebody can break out a calculator real quick. All right. And I'm going to try and do the same because I want to do this math live. Let's see if I can just find a calculator. Here we go. Calculator. All right. So you're working 40 hours a week, right? So that's 40 hours a week. Okay. Now let's talk about what happens before you work those 40 hours. See, it's the 3 hours you have to get up ahead of time, you know, to get to the job on time. Dealing with traffic, all that good stuff. So that's 3 hours going, and then that's 2 hours coming back because then you got to wind down, take your stuff off, say hey to your wife, your husband, your kids, whatever the case may be. And you're looking. That's right, Marsha. Buy your own wings and pizza. You're looking around, and you spent. So that's another 5 hours. So that's 25. So 25 plus 40. Let's do some math here. Let's knock this math out. Y'all know I ain't good at math. That's why I hire people to do it. That's why I got calculators because I want to figure out what that math is. 65 hours a week, you working for somebody else, and all you get as a bonus is pizza? Man, they saw you coming. Not to mention, how in the world can the 2 feet of prime real estate that resides in your ears only be worth something per hour? Are you kidding me? Look, I will tell you right now, time for money is a real bad equation, but you've been sold this bill of goods for as long as you can remember, and I'm going to prove it to you, even if you've never been in the same room with me. Stay with me, people, because I'm about to break this down, and then I'm getting to these top 7, I promise you. That sound you hear? That's the top 7 list, people. But in the meantime, in between time, woo! Let me tell you something. You have been getting hustled since you were 3 and 4 years old. 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 7 days a week, 3 and 4. You've been getting hustled. And here's what I mean. Look at it like this. When your parents get up, they went to work. And when they went to work, if you were little and you could not go to school, where did they send you? They sent you to daycare or to a professional sitter. Some of you had nannies with your rich, spoiled asses. I'm not judging. I'm just stating facts. If you got a nanny, you're rich and spoiled. I'm sorry. I just don't. You know what I mean? I don't know if they got the Uber for nannies yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know they got care.com, but I don't think it's on that level. So, here's what happens. You go there and you're playing. You're cracking the graham crackers. You're drinking your little carton of milk. You're watching SpongeBob SquarePants. You're not really learning anything important that's going to help you later on in life. But the foundation is being built brick by brick. Like I'm throwing these bricks of reality at your heads right now. Think about this. Just stay with me. Remember when you were about 3 or 4. And then the next thing you know, you fast forward, you're in kindergarten and they give you that half a day hustle. So you're feeling good. Like, hey, I'm only in here till 12 o'clock. Yay. Then I'm out. And then all of a sudden first grade happens. And then what happens in first grade? Homework. Oh my God, there's homework. In other words, it's not enough that I do this work at school. I gotta take this work home too. So then you're doing that. Stay with me. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then on Friday is when there's no homework. So that at the tender age of about 5 or 6, you realize that it is important for one thing and one thing only: living for the weekend. And still, you still got to get up when your parents get up. So you still got that 3 hours. You still got to go home and unwind and change out of your good clothes into your play clothes, or change into your sweats or your PJs so that you can have your afternoon snack crack on your homework if you're doing homework, if your parents are not watching you. And then you hop on Xbox or watch Gumball with your parents or whatever it is that you were doing. But at the end of the day, what's winding up happening, people, is that you're losing the game because you're being conditioned. And this goes on 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 11th. Yes, right, because some of y'all skipped the 10th grade. 10th, 11th, 12th grade. And boom, what goes on? What happens? I've graduated. Okay, so let me just back up just a few years. So when you get into high school, you begin to learn things that have absolutely no bearing on your life. Right now, without Googling it, somebody tell me how many stars are in Orion's belt? What is the Pythagorean theorem? How many chambers of a frog's heart are there? Answer, you don't flipping know. Why? Because you're sitting there in a classroom being hustled for things that you don't ever realize is not important. And you're being graded on this stuff by some moron that you've never met. Now you know that there's a moron named Bessie DeVos, and whether or not you are a Democrat or a Republican, a conservative or a liberal, you have to agree that this woman has zero experience in educating people. But it doesn't matter. America's 23rd in reading comprehension, 27th in science and math in the world. And when I say in the world, I'm talking about developed nations. So you have to understand that the fix is in. Why? Because when the American education system was created, it was created to make great factory workers and field hands. Matter of fact, Google this. If you are in North Carolina, at a certain age, you can drop out of school because of the tobacco farming. Why do they have that there? I'm going to tell you. Everything that you need in life, you can pretty much learn. And don't give me the, well, Dave, what if you're a doctor? Well, we get that. Doctor, lawyer, architect, all those things, yes, of course. Go to school for that because you got to get licensures, you got to pass the bar. We get that. Spare me that. Most of y'all ain't doctors, lawyers, or architects. If you were, your ass ain't wouldn't be sitting on here listening to the business bully go off. Stop. So, the majority of the things that you needed to learn, you learned by 5th grade. You don't need cursive no more. I don't need to dissect a frog. Personally, I don't believe in cutting open animals for the sake of scientific experimentation of 10th graders. I don't understand that logic. I don't know how you can sit up here and tell me that education is so great. And before you get on that, in the case you don't know me, you're talking to somebody who graduated Temple University with a 3.92. And the only reason I got a 3.92 is because I lost my mind freshman year and got a 2.5. But I bodied the rest of the terms. But you know what? Here's the thing. Here's what you really miss. Here's the real hustle. Here's the thing that's really going to fry your noodle. When it all comes down and you go to college, and most of you are going to go to college because mama said you got to go to college. And when you're realizing that you're learning all this stuff, you aren't prepared for what's going on. Your school experience, especially those of you who went to public school, you realize that your school experience don't prepare you for jack. Because you're looking at people and they're looking at you like, how don't you know this? And you're like, how the hell do you know this? Because the education system is not designed to teach you how to build the building upon which the corporate ladder leans. It only teaches you how to be a great worker, how to conform, how to stand in a circle or in a line and follow instructions. That's all it does. To this day, I'll never forget, I was in a call center and a guy says to me, well, Mr. Anderson, you know what? You're having too many bio breaks. I said, excuse the hell out of me? He said, Mr. Anderson, you're having too many bio breaks. I said, what is a bio break? Oh, well, you know, when you go to the bathroom. I said, I'm sorry, I'm grown. What? Well, you're having too many bio breaks, and if you look at the mathematical numbers, you're not supposed to be going to the bathroom this much. I'm sorry, do you not realize that this is a country called the United States of America? I can go to the bathroom as many times as I want to. You're not allowed to talk about my medical conditions, nor are you allowed to hinder me in any possible way from doing what it is that I need to do in order to take care of my body, because if I drop dead, then you, sir, and this company that you work for that is a Fortune 500 company that you don't have really any power in will be liable, and I will sue you for everything else you got. And then he got crickets. A bio break. I had never heard of anything so asinine in my life. But let me tell you something. Bio break. Like, they come up with reasons to hinder you because you're starting to get smart. And so you're conditioned to asking somebody permission to go to the bathroom, asking somebody when it's okay to go to a funeral of a loved one, whether it was your best friend from third grade or whether it's your own damn mama. You got to ask permission to... Some of y'all will not take a sick day because you're afraid of losing your job. How is it? How, Sway? How are you afraid to lose your job? Because you sick? How does that even make sense? It doesn't. But you fall for this. But you're so scared to be an entrepreneur. You're so scared to do something great with your life because, oh man, it's just, I don't know. I can't believe it. You sound all Woody Allen with it. Like, I just don't know. It's too much. And the truth of the matter is, if you got off of your excuse train, you would be phenomenal. You would find a way to make it happen. You will say to that job. But a lot of y'all ain't ready to say to that job because that job got you whooped. That job got you crazy. And if you think that job don't control you, you think you got control over that job like Smokey on Friday. I got my control over my job. When it tells me to show up, I show up. And when it tells me to not take bio breaks, I sit down and hold my pee. That's y'all. So let me take this to another level for you. You have been conditioned that if in fact you find another job or you're ready to make that leap, or Steve Harvey likes to say, make that jump, you have to give these people, wait for it, 2 weeks notice. You have to give these people 2 weeks notice. It is an unwritten rule. It's not written in anybody's manual. You have to give people 2 weeks notice. Why? We don't know. So you give people 2 weeks notice, and guess what? When you get fired, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If you haven't been fired yet, you're lucky, but it's coming. When you get fired, they ain't going to give you 2 weeks to get your stuff together. You're going to be out in the cold, and then the next thing you do is you're going to get on the internet. If you live in a state that allows you to do your unemployment online, you'll be able to do that, and then you'll try to get by on maybe 30% of what it is that you were making, just so that you have some money, but they're going to hold that up, and they're going to fight that, and you're sitting out here scrambling and struggling because you're sucking on the teat of corporate America because you bought into that lie. And that lie is going to choke the living daylights out of you. And it also teaches your children that their parents are weak. That their parents can't do it without somebody else making it happen. And don't get me wrong. It's okay to be weak. It's okay for people to feel like they got to make it happen however they got to make it happen. I get that. I really do. But you have to accept the fact that you've been conditioned. But oh, wait, there's great news. Because just like that movie in 1999... they have sent you someone, the one, to pull you out of that matrix. And just like that movie in 1999, his name is Mr. Anderson. And I am going to pull you out of this cubicle matrix you've been stuck in, out of this small time thinking that you've been stuck in, out of this weakness thinking that you've been stuck in. Why? Because I'm not here to play games. You want to know why? Because I'm not going to let you rob your children. Y'all sitting around here, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. How am I going to pay for college for little Susie? Little Daquan just can't get into school. I don't know what little Daquan's going to do. Well, I do, because I know somebody who makes $500,000 a year making just off scholarship money, and she's a student. But are you ready to cut that check? Would you be willing to pay $1,500 to get $50,000 in scholarship money so you wouldn't have to worry about it? No. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a bunch of student loans. And you know what happens? By the time you're 23, you're going to be in debt. By the time your kid is 23, they're going to be in debt because you're only going to co-sign. You're not going to pull that loan out. You're not going to go to a credit union or bank. You're just going to go through Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, or Sally Mae and Freddie Mac. I don't know their names, but that's what I'm saying to you. You're being conditioned, and I'm going to pull you out. And some of y'all is going to be kicking and screaming. I'm sorry if I come off a little rough. I am not T.D. Jakes. I am not Joel Osteen. Although may be built like a gummy bear, I am not a Care Bear, nor am I a gummy bear. I am here to do something, and just like Harriet Tubman famously said, I probably freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if they didn't know that if they only knew that they were slaves. And a lot of y'all don't realize that you're slaves, and that's what Mr. Anderson is here for. I did not know that was my calling, but it is. It is my calling to make sure that y'all get this work, and that you understand where you are. So, here's why. Yesterday on Instagram and on Snapchat and on Facebook and on Twitter, I put up a post. And on that post, I said, if you didn't make any money today, I guarantee it's your own damn fault. Oh, people lost their minds. Well, Dave, you just don't know my situation. You just don't know what I've been through. All my life I had to fight. Okay. Who hasn't? Who ain't got a situation? Who ain't got a problem? I'm a black man who likes to wear hoodies and drive around. I got a problem. I'm a black man who has 2 black daughters. I got a problem. I'm a black man who has a beautiful wife. I got a problem. I'm a black man who's got bills. I got a problem. I'm a black man who owns his home in a neighborhood where people are looking at me like I don't belong here and I've been here longer than they have. I got a problem. We all got problems. You did not just come in here, invent a problem, and then get a patent on it. So smarten up, Buttercup. I'm not trying to hear that no more. I'm sorry. This is going to be a commercial-free show because I ain't got time to play commercials. I ain't got time to sit up here. I need to start spitting these bars because y'all going to get this work. Y'all gonna get this work because y'all think it's a game out here. And I promise you it is not. I promise you it is real in these streets. And you gotta understand that this is some realness. And that's the thing, man. If you ever want to have something that's gonna blow your mind away, let me come see you live. Come on, get this work. And this is the stuff I'm giving out for free. You should see what's in this. You should see what's in this program. Program's crazy. You know, that's why you need to get it. And if you haven't signed up yet, you still got time. bit.ly/2 join the bully. bit.ly 2 / join the bully. The J, the T, and the B are capitalized. Capital join the bully. Join the bully. bit.ly / 2 join the bully. And you can get into that thing right now and we can start getting this work and you can start getting all this real rawness just hitting you upside your head so that you can get out of this matrix. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen and lady friends, children of all ages, baby mamas, deadbeats who are winning, I am now going to give you these 7 reasons why you are broke. Are you ready? If somebody's ready, I need y'all to type in the chat room. I'm ready, Dave. Give it to me. I'll wait. I'm ready, Dave. Give it to me. Who's ready? Because I'm about to give it to you like you've never had it. All right, the people who are listening to this in the replay, they are ready right now. And so I'm going to give it to you. Number one. All right, here we go. You. And you. Yeah, I'm talking to you right now. You right there. Yes, I'm about to give it to you. You ready? You are scared of what people think. You are scared of what people think. You are scared of what people think. And because you're scared of what people think, you won't stand in your purpose. You're worried about disappointing your mama. You worried about your brother who's more successful than you. You worried about your sister who was always the favorite. You worried about cousin Winky because he got a scholarship to MIT and you barely made it out of 12th grade. You are scared of what people are going to think. And because maybe you've had a couple of bumps and bruises, you went to jail, you missed on some child support payments, you messed up in your life somehow, some way. You feel like there's no redemption in the eyes of the people whose opinions, for whatever ridiculous reason, tend to matter to you. And I'm here to tell you that that's a cop-out. I'm sorry. How is it that you're more scared of what people think? And these aren't people, and let me break this down to you. Even if it's your own spouse, nobody, even if it's your own spouse, nobody is more important than your vision, because God gave you that vision and you need to execute on it. But you're scared of what people will think, and it's holding you back. It is crippling you. It is turning you into a soft, simp, sissified version of who you're supposed to be. And the greatness that's in you is crying bloody murder. It's crying foul. It's saying, I object, Your Honor. Get me out of this meat suit because this person is weak. You are scared of what people think. Thanks so much for joining, Burnham. I see you. I can't. Yeah, I said it. You could be mad. You could put up all the shocked hearts and shocked emojis that you want. I don't care. I am telling you, it's a fact. You're a punk ass. Let's just deal with it. I say your name, am a punk ass because I'm scared of what people think. You ain't got to put it in the chat room. I already know. I already know you're scared. Because it is scary doing something that is totally against your conditioning. It is completely foreign. But guess what? I'm sure you were scared to ask somebody out on that first date. I'm sure you were scared the first time that you made love. I'm sure that you were scared the first time that you went to summer camp. I'm sure you were scared the first time you were trying to navigate going to more than one classroom at a time when you were in middle school. I'm sure you were scared of navigating a campus if you went to college. I'm sure you're scared the first time you saw a gun. Everybody's scared of something, but you're going to have to get over it. You know, you can acknowledge danger, but you can't acknowledge fear. Fear is a sin. Like, fear is a four-letter word. You might as well say shit, fuck, because that's just as bad as fear to me. It's a curse word. And until you adopt that, you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem. Deal with the fact that you're scared. You are scared of what people think. And the majority of those people don't matter, ain't thinking about you. They'll talk about you like a dog, but they ain't thinking about you. They sleeping real well at night. And you sitting up there with your hand on your chest, eyes bugged out, trying to be, oh my gosh, what I'm going to do? What have I done? I just don't know what I'm going to do. As if you murdered somebody in cold blood and you're sitting there with a smoking gun. Like, stop. Take a second. Relax yourself. So that is reason number one. You are scared of what people think. And it is crippling you. All right, who's ready for reason number two? Say me. Say me if you're ready for reason number two. They only get worse. So, if you want to go now, I understand. If you want to stop, I understand. If you want me to just shut this the whole thing, I will stop. Because it's only going to get worse. That was just notch number one. By the time we get to 7, some of y'all going to have your skin boiled off. I'm going to melt your face. So here we go. You asked for it, I'm going. Number 2 of the 7 reasons why you're broke. You don't know how to sell. You don't know how to sell. I'm going to say it again. You do not know how to sell. You do not know how to sell. You do know how to sell, but you don't know what sales is because you've been conditioned. There's that word again. Oh, I should have called this the condition experiment. That's the title of another book. Write that down, somebody. I'm going to do it later. The condition experiment. This is what happens. You have been taught one particular image. Now, most of you, I've never spent the same time in the same room, but I guarantee you, if I tell you salesman right now, you have a figure, it's probably a white man, middle-aged, gray hair, at least on the sides, probably brown all over. He's wearing some cheesy suit, tweed jacket with leather patches on it, and he's standing outside of a double wide, getting ready to sell you a used car. That is your image of sales. And because that is your image of sales, you don't trust it. And because that is your image of sales, you don't want to be that. And because you don't want to be looked at that way, again, going back to number 1, scared of what people think, you automatically put up your blinders when it comes to the art of sales. So now, without ever having been in the room with you, shared your air, know anything about you, I'm going to prove to you right now that you know how to sell. If you have ever gotten your mama, after she said, now when we go into the store, I ain't buying you nothing, we're going to come out, we're going to do this, don't you ask me for nothing. And you go in the store and you ask anyway. And your mama gets it for you just to shut you up. Congratulations, you're a salesperson. If you have ever gotten somebody that somebody said that you couldn't get, to go out with you, to kiss you, to sleep with you, to spend time with you. Congratulations, you have sold. If you've ever begged a teacher for a better grade than what you actually deserved when those grades were computed, congratulations, you have sold. If you have ever in your life had consensual sex at least once, congratulations, you sold. If you've ever gotten somebody to do something that is against everything that they have stood for, congratulations, you're an excellent salesperson. But you are scared to sell because you don't think that you know how. You do know how. And if you don't, guess what? I got courses. I got a book right now. You can go get this on Amazon. It's called Pitch, Close, Upsell, Repeat. 4 things. That's it. It's a 4-chapter book. You can read it from 2 morning trips on the bathroom. You sit on that toilet and you read Pitch, Close, Upsell, Repeat. It'll change your life. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, Dave, everybody can't sell like you because you're Dave and you're not scared. That's bull. I'm always scared. I'm scared right now. But at the end of the day, my purpose is bigger than my fear. Y'all giving the fear too early because you are sissies and suckers to fear. And when I say sissies, I mean that you're a punk. I'm not talking about sexual orientation. I'm talking about your predisposition to punk acidness, to bitch acidness. You are blocking your blessings because you are not willing to do the things that are necessary to get you to the next level. Why? Because you're scared to sell. Because why? You've been conditioned. Why? Because you've been conditioned to believe that what you are doing is not working and will never work because guess what? You ain't never seen nobody do it, so there's no way that you can sell. Ain't no salespeople in my family. I can't sell nothing. You know, check this out, right? If you've ever sold drugs, you're a great salesperson. To quote one great salesperson who is going to be inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame this year, I'll sell ice to an Eskimo, sell fire in hell. I am a hustler, baby. I'll sell water to a well. You don't realize how well you sell, how often you sell every single day. You sell yourself short. Congratulations. You are a salesperson. You sell yourself this BS that all you ever are right now is all you're ever going to be. Congratulations. You've been buying and selling this bullshit for a long time before Dave Anderson got on this podcast. You know how to sell. You sell real well. You have sold yourself a bill of goods that says that you're average and you're not. You are extraordinary. You are awesome. You are amazing. You are a blessed creature. You are an amazing individual. You can do everything. Look, are you trying to tell me an awkward fat kid who has 0 center of gravity can go out here, right? Get in radio at age 9. Get on TV at age 15. Meet the girl of his dreams at age 17. Walk up to her, tell her, this gorgeous lingerie model creature, hey, my name is Dave Anderson. You're going to be my wife. And then marry her. You're going to tell somebody who has a stuttering problem that he can get on radio and be on national syndicated shows and work with people like Wendy Williams, and Ricky Smiley, and DJ Clue, and Les Brown. You can tell me that. You're telling me that this dumb, poor, fat kid with the stupid mohawk has spoken and met 3 sitting presidents. And you're trying to tell me, without having any of those disadvantages, oh, and by the way, I got a bulging disc in my neck and 2 on my back, and I'm still here. And you're trying to tell me that all you can do is what you've been doing? I'm sorry. You're better salesman than me because you've sold yourself real short. Congratulations. That's reason number 2 as to why you broke on the 7 reasons as to why you're broke. This is why you're not making money every day. I want you to eat it. I want you to run it around in your mouth. Get the taste of it on your tongue. Run it across your teeth. It's bitter, ain't it? Yes, it is. And I know you don't like it, but that's okay. We're going to keep rolling. Are you ready for reason number 3? Somebody say me. Somebody say me. I'm trying to preach to you right now, Stimac. I hear you. I'm trying to preach to everybody, man. Shout out to Thomas. Marion said funny and true. All right. Somebody said me, so I'm going. More people say me. Yo, if you haven't shared this broadcast, you selling yourself short and you selling me short. You're trying to say that what I'm giving you is not hot? You haven't retweeted this yet? You haven't shared this to your followers? You haven't asked people to subscribe to this podcast? You haven't gotten on iTunes and subscribed to the Business Bully podcast? What's wrong with you? I don't get it. You ready? I'm going to give it to you anyway, but I need y'all to start sharing this on Facebook because this Facebook is looking real light right now. Hey, by the way, Periscope, you're looking real light right now. Where y'all at? I need y'all to share this because what I'm about to give next, oh, y'all ain't going to like it because I've only gone to notch number 2 and it's already hot in here. Woo! Y'all feel that? It is hot because I'm starting to burn y'all. Y'all starting to feel these flames. And y'all realize y'all ain't Joan of Arc. And you ain't Freddy Krueger. And I'm your worst nightmare because I am going to be the one who holds you accountable. And I'm not going to be nice about it. Because you know who ain't nice? Bill ain't nice. And I ain't talking about the character that Uma Thurman killed in those 2 movies. I'm talking about Bill. I'm talking about the phone Bill. The electric bill, the cable bill, the food bill, the clothing bill, the car note bill, the insurance bill. You got a lot of bills. I don't think you do. So, number 3, as to why you are broke and the 7 reasons that you're broke right now. Y'all ain't gonna like me. A lot of y'all gonna leave right now. So here it is. Number 3, you are too stupid or too stubborn to ask for help. Somebody just got hit with a brick in their head. Somebody just got hit with a brick in it. Did you feel that? I felt it over here because I said, y'all are too stupid and too stubborn to ask for help. Why? Let me tell you something. Pride goes before the fall. Pride will get you done in. And let me tell you something. There's a difference between pride and confidence. Okay? I am very confident. I'm not here for the pride. I'm not here for the pride. But y'all are too stupid or too stubborn to ask for help because you don't want to appear weak. You know what weak is? It is saying that I am vulnerable enough and real enough to say, you know what? I can't do this on my own. I have taken this as far as I can possibly take it. I need someone to come in and help me with this. This load is too much. Lean on me when you're not strong. I am your friend. I'll help you carry on. Because it won't be long till I'm going to need somebody to lean on. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Pride comes before the fall. Some of y'all who ain't even religious, read the Bible just for the bars. Just for the bars. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. But before you can even get to great men, before you can even get to the gift part, you have to say, you know what? I need help unlocking my gift. I need help packaging my gift. I need help selling my gift. I need help promoting my gift. I need help presenting my gift to an audience that is in need of it, but doesn't know who the hell I am. Are you willing to do that? I don't know. Are you? But so many people are so stubborn. Man, let me tell you something. The 3 most poisonous words in the English language, the most poisonous sentence in the English language ain't I love you, it ain't hate you, it ain't fuck you, bitch. It is, I got this. And a lot of y'all feel like you got it. And if you had it, you'd be balling out the gym. I see you on the tarmac. But you're not, and I don't. So let's just be honest with each other and say, you know what? I am stubborn. I am stupid. I'm a combination of the two. I'm somewhere in the middle. But whatever it is, for whatever the reason, I'm not asking for help. And that is hindering me. You don't have to know it all. I know a lot and I still don't know everything. You know, I come from a long line of very, very smart people and I still don't know everything. My mother has more degrees than I know what to do with. And she still calls me about, hey, where can I find this? Or where can I do this? Or how do you do this doohickey right here? My mama still ain't figured out how to FaceTime. She got a brand new iPad. Can't figure out how to FaceTime to save her life. So it doesn't matter how smart you are. Smart ain't got nothing to do with stupid and stubborn. Stupid and stubborn is a choice. You're in the information age. You're in the real information age. Not the stuff they were talking about in the 80s with the Apple computers. Not the stuff they were talking about in the 90s with the information superhighway. Every single hour. Over 400 hours of content, or is it, no, every single minute, 400 hours of content gets posted up on the YouTube. You know what I mean? So if you need help, ask for it. Reach out to me if you're not that scared. You know what I'm saying? Or find somebody who you're more comfortable with, because not everybody's comfortable with me. What's up, Jason Bonanzas? But that's the thing. You're too stupid or too stubborn to ask for help. And while you're not asking for help, let me let you in on a little secret. The people who do get off of their own egos and go out here and make things happen, they are lapping you. They are running circles around you. They are kicking your ass. They are snapping necks and cashing checks. And you're sitting around talking about, man, I got this. But you can't figure out why your Etsy shop ain't got no sales. You can't figure out how your drop shipping ain't working. You don't even understand a P&L sheet. But you like to talk about how you the CEO. How you the CEO? You ain't even got a board of directors or a business license. I could do this all day. But unfortunately, I got more things to get to. And that's only level number 3. Who is ready for number 4? Somebody say me. And let me read some comments here. Marion says, I think some people don't ask for help because they've had one too many people blow it back up in their face. You know, the ones that say they'll help but flip it on you later. Look, you got to have a spirit of discernment. And if somebody does that, guess what? It ain't a bullet. Who cares? Let them talk. Let me tell y'all something about talking ass people. Talking ass people going to talk whether you're doing great or you're doing piss poor. Whether you ask them for help or they don't. They're always going to be talking. There's somebody always talking about you, and they're not losing a wink of sleep. So why are you so worried about that? What up, Star Lady? I see you. Meredith, you ready for number 4? Okay, here it is. All right. I apologize in advance because I know half of y'all going to leave right now. So if you're ready for number 4, be forewarned. To be forewarned is to be forearmed because the bully's about to give it to you. Number 4, and the 7 reasons why you're broke, why you're not making money every day. Number 1 was you're scared of what people think. Number 2, you don't know how to sell, or at least you think you don't know how to sell. Number 3 is you're too stupid or too stubborn to ask for help. Number 4, wait for it. Your marketing sucks ass. The number 4 reason why you are broke and you're not making money every day is that your marketing sucks ass. Sorry. It's not all right. It's not okay. A lot of y'all are cool with lukewarm. Some of you have your whole entire marketing plan written down on a napkin that you wipe your ass with and flush down the toilet. You might as well. Because here's your marketing plan. I'm going to go into Facebook groups and I'm just going to spam them my crap that they don't know about, haven't built a relationship about, and just leave and think that that's going to get me all the millions. No. I'm sorry. That's not going to work. Your marketing sucks, and that's why you're not winning. And because you're not winning, you can't seem to understand what's going on. Please share the video if you haven't. Please share this podcast. Ask people to subscribe. Oh, and by the way, if you go to iTunes or to Stitcher, you leave a 5-star comment, no matter what it is, I'm going to read it live on the air. So make sure you do that. But you have horrible marketing. You don't understand who your ideal client avatar is. You do not understand how to advertise on Facebook. You haven't gotten the books or the courses in order to do that. But you spent $30,000 on an education you're not using. You think I'm lying? Explain to me why 300,000 Americans who have MBAs in this country list tending bar as their occupation. How is it that 300,000 people who have a master's in business administration are bartenders? In other words, when they should be doing profit and loss sheets, when they should be building for people, when they should be consulting and doing books and building empires and burning the boats and acting like a Viking and a warrior, here's what they're doing. Are you ready? In E minor. I learned a red snapper, kamikaze, Long Island iced tea, black Russian fuzzy navel, and a sex on the beach. Margarita, Bloody Mary, slow gin fizz. Learn to make 'em all with a rocks with a twist. That's them. And most of them have more education than you. They're a step down from PhDs, and they are tending bar. Why are they tending bar? They're tending bar because they don't have any discernible skills, and they're still waiting for somebody else to come in and say that they're okay. They're waiting for someone else to tell them that they're great. They're waiting for someone else to give it to them. They're waiting for someone else to give them that work. They're waiting for somebody else to say, hey, come on in, I've got you. You know what you sound like? You sound like you've been conditioned. This is a remix edition of a song called Condition. That's y'all right now. Y'all are conditioned. You think I'm lying? I'm going to give you some conditioning you didn't even realize was conditioning. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Yep. You're always looking for the coach to put you in. That song center field. It's always what you hear. It's always what you hear. And then y'all are told to do these things that are going to, like, just baby steps, just take little baby steps. Why are you taking baby steps? I'm taking quantum leaps, baby. I don't do baby steps because there's no need. This is not paint by numbers. This ain't connect the dots, la, 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 la. And ain't nobody in here Pee Wee Herman. So can we stop with these baby steps and make real moves? Can we really do that? Can we really just get off our bullshit and say, you know what? I don't know the first thing about marketing. I need to find somebody who can teach me how to market. I need to find somebody who can teach me how to sell. I need to find a great copywriter, somebody who can take the words that are in my head and turn them into words that are going to make people go and as my good friend April Beverly would say, smack those buy buttons. But y'all ain't going to do that. MBA here, and you are 1,000% accurate on people waiting on opportunities. Y'all waiting for the game to come to you. Let's just be honest. We're gonna have a come to Jesus meeting in here today. You are waiting for something to happen. When I was a kid, my brother brought home an album by Ice Cube. It was called Lethal Injection. And my favorite part of the album was not any of the songs, because the songs are phenomenal. But my favorite part of the album was this one piece. Now, keep in mind, when I say this to you, I'm a minister. So when I say this to you, I'm saying this from a real place. The dude is sitting there talking to Ice Cube, and Ice Cube says, hey, man, what are you doing? And the guy says, oh, I'm waiting on my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And Ice Cube's like, all right, cool. So you're just waiting for your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, to just fall out of the sky? He says, yeah. So Ice Cube says, well, you ain't going to be needing them shoes then. So he jacked him for his shoes. Why? Because he's standing still. While you're standing still waiting on a miracle, God has already given you your miracle. It's the 2 feet of real estate in between your ears called your brain. It is that Rolodex of information that you have called your contact list. It is those people in your life who you're afraid to say, hey, guess what? I need help. Can you teach me this? Who do you know that can do this? Is there anybody that has something that will allow me to make this happen? But no. Y'all want to stay stuck because you think it's cool to just go spamming groups or sending people emails of things that they don't want. And then you're trying to figure out why things haven't moved. That's your fault. All of this is your fault. Not being, okay, and let's get this straight, okay? Whether you're black or red or brown or green or purple or red-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater, I don't care what you are. Your choices make your circumstances either expand or diminish. Expand or diminish. Say what you want to. Racists all over the world loved Michael Jackson. I'm just saying. Until he started talking that realness. But that's my point. So there's a certain level of transcendence. I'm not saying that those things don't have a factor because they do. Trust me, I know. You know? Like, I'll give you one of mine, right? There are people who go out of their way to tell me how much they think I'm like Gary Vee or, you know, Les Brown or Eric Thomas or whomever. I'm not anybody's derivative. I'm Dave Anderson, point blank and period. I've been at this since I was 10 years old. I've been speaking since I was 13. I don't study nobody but those that I admire. You see what I'm saying? I worked for Les Brown. So there is some influence there. I was trained by the man. There's going to be some influence there. But I am me. The same way Trey Songz ain't R. Kelly. You know, y'all compare them. That's what happens. When you're not comfortable with yourself, you allow yourself to get sucked into comparisons instead of doing what's necessary. So you need to learn how to market. You need to know what you don't know, but you also need to know what you do and then do that too. You can't do it no more. I mean, do what you're great at until your knuckles bleed. But y'all won't go all in. And that's why them hearts are stopping over here, because you know I'm telling you the truth. And we more than halfway there. It's only going to get harder, but I'm telling you right now. Thank you for those who are pressing those hearts, and thank you for those who are sharing this. Let's see here. I was founder and president of America's only black railroad contractor operation, U.S. Railway. Wow, that's impressive. Congratulations. It's Black History Month. I'm impressed. All right. So, reason number 5, out of the 7 reasons why you are broke and not making money every day. Here it is. Y'all ain't gonna like this one. Y'all really ain't gonna like this one. Who ready for it? Somebody say me. Thank you for the hearts over here on Facebook. Thank you for the hearts over here on Periscope. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing to the Business Bully Podcast. If you have not been to businessbullyshow.com, you need to go. If you have not invited your followers right now, you need to do that right now. Y'all need to be like, yo, this dude is spitting like I ain't never heard nobody spit, and he's raw and he's uncut, and he ain't sitting around here waiting to be polished or have cute little sound bites for you. He's just spitting this raw. Y'all need to let your people know, because let me tell you something. Right here, right now, this is your moment. If you were looking for your miracle, if you were looking for a sign, this is it. This is where we get down to brass tacks, people. This is how we make this happen. This is the time. So if you're ready for reason number 5, and I guarantee you ain't going to like it, say me. Somebody say me. I just need somebody to say you, say me. Say it for always. That's the way it should be. Ladies and gentlemen, you ain't going to like number 5. I'm going to tell you right now, you ain't going to like number 5. But I'm going to give it to you any damn way. You ready? Here we go. All right. Somebody said either we stand for something or we'll fall for anything. Stop makes us authentic. Okay, Austin Coast says, give it to me. All right, here it is. Reason number 5. You follow gurus who don't help you. Brick. Pow. You're following gurus who won't help you. Won't give you the time of day and ain't telling you how to get to the next level. They give you cute little videos and have little share bears on them and tell you everything is cool and tell you that all you got to do is just go ahead and grind and you could just have a $60 million business because there's no such thing as racism or misogyny or systematic white supremacy or any of those things. They just say, oh, well, just go out here and do it. Well, damn, if that's all I needed, then why do we have, business plans and marketing structures and all these things? If all I needed to do was just do it, I could have learned that in 1990 from Nike. Damn, thanks for nothing. Because all you're doing is telling me all this fluff and saying that, oh, well, if you know that you're going to die, well, then you're going to be successful because you've got so much time to live. Guess what? Let me give y'all some more advice. Since y'all want some guru advice, I'm going to give you some guru advice. You ready for some guru advice? Here it is. Smoking causes lung cancer. Cheeseburgers and buffalo wings make you fat. Drinking and driving can kill you. It's always darkest before the dawn. Rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. What other dumb anecdotes can I give you from a fortune cookie until you wake up and realize that the people who you think are gurus don't give a damn about you? At fucking all. And they will tell you to your face, oh, just focus on one thing. Do one thing well. And that's it. While they got 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 businesses popping, and they're sitting down with Heineken and this one and that one. And you're wondering why you stuck. Because all they want is your money. And worse than that, I'm going to say it because y'all ain't going to say it. And I'm a cop to it. And there's a few of them. Not just one, but there's a few of them. And all they want is attention. And they don't want attention because they're trying to reach people and help people. They want attention so that they can sit around and day trade that attention and sell it to somebody else. Well, I've got this many followers and all of these people love me and I can do this, that, and third. But they got 17 streams of income they don't know nothing about, and most of them are running to you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. egrassrootsbusiness.com if you want to get the shirt. But yeah, let me tell you something. Stop believing these magical gurus who tell you, oh, I could go ahead, because they leave out the part where their daddies gave them $1 million to go buy that high rise, or their daddy gave them $1,000 to buy that baseball card, or they came into an inheritance and they took that money and flipped it that, you'll never have that opportunity to get. So it's not like we don't all start naked and dumb. That's true. We do start naked and dumb, but some people have an advantage, and to act like you don't have an advantage is lying to people, and I ain't gonna lie to you. In 2010, I lost everything I worked for. I was homeless, and I said, I tell you this, we may be down right the hell not, but we ain't staying here. We may be washing up in a gas station sink and closing the door behind us and being embarrassed, but it is not going to happen anymore. I know people, who look down on people because they've made it, but forget where the hell they come from. Who didn't have indoor plumbing, but forget where the hell they come from, and so they shit on somebody else who ain't as old, who don't have the things that they have, who's had some setbacks that they didn't have, and they're trying to say, well, I did it, so you can do it, and you should be able to do it now. Bitch, you 65. Of course you've done it. You about to die in 20 years. I'm still going to be here 20 years after you're gone at least. So yeah, it's real easy for you to sit up here and poo-poo on me, or Bobby Joe, or Becky Sue, or whomever, because you just big man sitting on Mount Olympus. But the truth of the matter is, you are a fraud. And you are a fraud because you are making people believe that what you can do is possible without, telling them how you really got there. I mean, honestly, how you really got there. And then most people ain't going to admit to the fact that they got a team. If I could pay somebody $125,000 a year to sit around and document everything I do, I sure enough would. But I just ain't got that. To me, that's as ridiculous as MC Hammer. This is my guy, No Bones. He just sits around, and because he moves like this, I'm going to pay him a bunch of money. No, that's not how the game goes. And to sit up here and believe that because y'all are so sitting around talking about these gurus. Somebody just said something that just made me take a different direction, because I'm going to take this guru thing a whole nother way. All right, said, TK the Chemist said, I wonder about the show Shark Tank. Okay, let me break this show down to you. I love Shark Tank. It's really cool. But here's the thing. Shark Tank shows you 8 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, of a 45-minute to 2-hour presentation. 30 minutes of that, and when you see them people walk down, you hear that dum-dum, dum-dum, da-dum, da-dum, like it sounds like the bad guys in G.I. Joe are the bad guys in Cobra getting ready to destroy G.I. Joe. That is usually them standing there, and they're standing there for what's called a setup. Now, a setup means that they're getting the lighting right, and they have to adjust it for height and weight and angles and make sure everything looks good and all that good stuff, and then they wipe them down, and then they're standing there. Now, the sharks are sitting there the whole time, and they're watching these people, and they're sizing them up, and they're saying, okay, this person's a schmuck, because when you've been in business a while, you can look at somebody and pretty much think, okay, this person's a schmuck. You may be wrong, but 9 times out of 10, you ain't got to millions or billions by not knowing who's a schmuck and who's not. So you're sitting in there and you're pitching, but before you even get to that level, let's back up. Let's rewind the whole clock. You got to go and you got to submit that. And then there's a bunch of associate producers and story editors who come along, and they will tell you whether or not you're next. Hear me when I say this. There is no difference between Shark Tank and American Idol, except for some people are singing vocally and some people are begging for the suckers. Now for me personally, I'm not going to sit up here and beg you for money. I have never written a business plan and I don't want to. I know how to write a business plan, but I won't do it. Absolutely will not do it. Why? Because I'm not going to beg you for money. Why should I? I got the internet. I don't need you no more. I don't need your money. I don't need you to tell me something. My mom told me something changed my life when I was a kid. She said, once I owe you, then you own me. And slavery ended in 1865. And I ain't going back. That's what my 71-year-old mama told me. And look, mama's right on that one. So I'm here to tell you, no, I'm not here for that. So that's what they do. They're sitting around there and they're begging for money. Now, you can pick up a little bit of knowledge, but some of y'all will sit around and watch, 3 seasons of The Prophet, 8 seasons of Shark Tank, and think that y'all all of a sudden just business gurus, and you're not. Or you'll sit around and you'll look at Damon John on his fishboat and think, man, I can do that too. But you missed the part when he was sowing that stuff. You missed the part where his mama mortgaged the house so they could do that. You missed the part where he lived down the street from LL Cool J. See, ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call a perfect storm. I'm not knocking the man's work. He's one of my personal heroes. But I am telling you the whole story so you get the perspective. Because what tends to happen, and this has happened since the birth of this country, we like to go with the legend before we like to go with the facts. Because sometimes the facts aren't as sexy as the legend. Like, it's real sexy to say, Damon John went and got a bunch of his friends and they put a couple t-shirts on some rappers and then boom, FUBU was born. Well, the truth of the matter goes a little more like this. Damon John went, realized that, he can make some money. He made these hats. He got his mama to teach him how to sew. He learned a couple things. His mama saw that he was serious. And so she used the house as their first factory. She sat up there and put the house up so this man can make his dreams come true. And then he went and got his boys, and his boys went to LL Cool J's house and said, listen, we love it really, really nicely. If you could go and talk to Vanilla Ice for us so that he can promote this. That's right. LL Cool J wasn't their first choice. They were looking past their blessing because they're looking for something that they think was greater. See, that's the part that everybody leaves out of that story. And then, let's not forget, the disaster that was FB Records. Oh, y'all remember Fatty Girl? That was the only hit. It bought us Badunkadunk. That's about it. And by the way, what are the names of the other 3 FUBU guys without Googling them? You don't remember. So when you look at the whole story, you got to look at the team, you got to look at the dream, you got to look at the steam. And when I say the team, the people that he had surrounding him, his mama and his friends. Okay, the dream, being in a position where you see something in the market and you're able to make a move on it, and the steam, the momentum to keep that situation going. Team, dream, steam, write it down, make a note. So you're listening to gurus who won't help you because they're not even being honest with you forthright, but you're taking it because you see them on stages in Amsterdam, you see them on the boat in the Amalfi Coast, and you think, well, that can be me. No, it can't. That's not how it works. You can get there, but it ain't going to be as sweet as they make it out to be, and they've been hustling you this since Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous back in the 80s. This is Robin Leach, and look at this person's 5,300 million square foot home. They have 15 cars and this, that, and the third. If you ever watch a street hustler who's doing street magic, he's doing something called misdirection. In other words, he tells you to look to the left, and while you're looking to the left, he goes to the right and does something else. And by the time you get back to the right, what he was doing on the left no longer matters because that wasn't the trick. The trick was happening behind his back, but you weren't looking behind his back, and then you're wondering why you feel like you've been hustled. You are following gurus who don't help you. They want to shove programs down your throat that won't work. They want to lease out their names. All these Robert Kiyosaki programs that you see, Robert Kiyosaki ain't there. Look at the fine print. Robert Kiyosaki ain't showing up for that. And when we talk about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, let's tell the truth. Robert Kiyosaki failed. Here's what I mean. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was not a book. It was a game. And the game wasn't selling. So he wrote the book to support the game. And then the book magically took off because he hired some cats out of Philadelphia to help him push the book. The same thing with Chicken Soup for the Soul. See, nobody tells you all of this. So you just believe, oh, well, this is just what it is. It's real easy to say, oh, Jack Canfield just got in the National Enquirer and 1 million people saw it. He sold 1 million books and then boom, off to the races. That's not what happened. He hired the same firm that Kiyosaki hired, and then Chicken Soup for the Soul went viral. So if you got the money to do that, you can do that. But let's be honest. You're following gurus who ain't giving you the whole story because the whole story ain't sexy. They ain't going to tell you about their failures because they don't want to dwell on their failures. They want to tell you about their successes, and that's it. I have been fired from jobs. I have been homeless. I have made horrible errors in judgment. I have hurt myself. I've hurt other people. I have made massive mistakes, and I have learned from them. And why did I have those mistakes? So that I can teach you. See, there's 2 ways to do things. You can learn yourself and get hurt, Or you can learn from somebody else's mistakes and don't do that. In other words, there's no need for you to fall down the gaping hole when you just saw me fall down the gaping hole. I climb myself back and I'm bloody, bruised, and battered. And you're like, oh, well, that hole's not going to take me. Well, bitch, there's something called gravity, so the hole's going to take you too. All right. So that's reason number 5. Said I missed the part about Chicken Soup for the Soul. What I was saying about Chicken Soup for the Soul is that when Jack Canfield wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul, they tell the story that, oh, well, we got it in the National Enquirer because somebody saw him speak at the National Enquirer and it was off to the races. They leave out the part that they hired a firm that's based in Philadelphia that helped Chicken Soup for the Soul get to where it is. There's always something you don't see. Go back and watch The Wizard of Oz. What does the wizard say? Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. That was your first example of misdirection, but you missed it because you're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz, and you're caught up in that. Boom. Mind blown. How was it the Scarecrow didn't think he had a brain? Conditioning. This is the stuff that you don't catch. How is it that Dorothy had magical shoes and was scared of everything? Conditioning. How is it that the Tin Man felt he didn't have a heart, but he was loving and protecting everybody? Conditioning. Why is it that the King of the Jungle, the lion, oh, catch this one, especially if you're black. Why is it the King of the Jungle, the lion, was scared of everything like a big-ass pussycat? Conditioning. Because what did the wizard really give them? Oh, he gave the Scarecrow a degree. So now you feel like you've made it. You feel like you've learned. You feel like you're authority on something. You feel like if you were a slave that you've got your paper now because now I've got a degree that says I'm smart. So Scarecrow got a degree. Okay. The Tin Man got a toy heart. Why? Because he already had one beating in his chest. The lion, I forgot what the lion got, but I mean, he got courage, and he's the king of the jungle, and I think he got like some kind of water, silver heart, purple star, some dumb stuff. And Dorothy, well, there's nothing in that bag for you, but I can take you in the balloon. And what happens? The wizard leaves off without her. So then Glinda the Good Witch comes in because there's always going to be somebody who's going to swoop in and save you, even when you weren't paying attention to what you should have been paying attention to, which was get your ass in a balloon so that you can get your ass back to back to Kansas, but you didn't. So what happens? You miss out on your opportunity. So now you're conditioned to believe that someone else is going to come down from on high and tell you what you needed to know. Well, I guess that somebody is me, because everything that you have been looking for, you got here. You just need somebody to help you unlock it. You got it in your head. You got it in your heart. You got the courage, but you're too scared to use it. You got the knowledge, but you're too scared to use it. You got everything you need to build the life that you want. All you got to do is click your heels 3 times and say there's no place like home. You out here looking for everything else. That's why so many marriages are failing, because you're out here looking for everything else because you don't want to deal with what's happening in your home. You want to go and do other things with other people, but you won't take care of your kids because you don't want to deal with what's happening at home. You have been conditioned by gurus who do not want to help you. Number 6. And if you just I'm going to hit you with a quick recap. Number 1, if you're broke, it's because you're scared of what people think. Number 2, if you're broke, it's because you don't know how to sell. Number 3, if you're broke, you're too stupid or too stubborn to ask for help. Number 4, if you're broke, it's because your marketing sucks. You're spamming Facebook, you're sending people things because you don't know who your ideal client is. Number 5, you follow gurus who don't help you. And number 6, you're scared to fail. Oh, brick! You're scared to fail. Let me give you some examples of failures. Okay, thank you for sharing this, by the way. Thank you for posting this out. Thank you for following me. Thank you for going to iTunes and subscribing to the Business Bully podcast. Thank you for sharing this out. Thank you for the hearts and love. Continue to share. Invite your followers. I definitely appreciate it. Now, you are scared to fail. So I'm going to show you what failure looks like. Failure is this. I got asked to do a show. Right after I finished doing Desert Storm Radio with DJ Clue, I got asked by that same parent company to do a show with Pimp C, and it was going to be called Underground Radio. And me and Pimp C get on the phone, and Pimp C's like, "Hey man, let me tell you something right now. I'm not playing no damn Beyonce. I'm not doing none of that. And I'm the Pimp. Now I don't really know Pimp C this well, but I was friends with Bun B for a very long time." And so Bun had vouched for me. The owners of this particular network had vouched for me. Pimp C didn't know me, but he was nice. But he was stating who he was because he was setting the level of expectations. And he said, "I ain't playing no Beyonce." I said, "Cool. I don't want to play Beyonce either. I want to play what you want to play. I just want to make another hit show." He was like, all right, cool. 2 weeks before we were supposed to start getting in the studio and work on underground radio, the reason that you never heard of the show is because Pimp C died. Failure. Circumstances. When I left the Ricky Smiley morning show, my agent got a call and says, hey, does your client want to come to New York? There's a show that's happening. It's going to be, it's going to be a really good show. It's in New York City. New York is the #1 market. You think he wants to do it? And he said, well, who's the show with? And the guy says, Nick Cannon. He calls me with it. It's like, you want to do the show with Nick Cannon? I said, no, I ain't doing no damn show with Nick Cannon. Why? Nothing against Nick Cannon. I love Nick Cannon to death. But the reason I didn't do the show was because I was sick of working with celebrities. Because every time I work with celebrities, because I had failed before, every time I work with celebrities, it always got messy. And I didn't want to deal with another celebrity's ego in the radio industry. Fail. When I became the first director of social media for Clear Channel, which you now know as iHeart, one thing that I would do was I would do what I'm doing now. I would start talking to people online. I would start doing things with social media that most people weren't used to doing. And I got chastised for it. And then I started to take my actual lunch break because, well, damn it, I wanted to take a lunch break. My wife worked around the corner, and I'd go to Olive Garden, meet her for lunch, or go to Chili's or wherever. Just a regular hour. It wasn't no long lunch. I wasn't no fabulous dude, but they couldn't wrap their minds around that. But other people who didn't look like me could take as many lunches as they want. And then I would get in at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't required to be there at 9, but I like to be left alone, and I like to work in quiet. And sometimes when you work at a radio station or in a big media conglomerate, there's a bunch of people walking around all the time. And so I couldn't get anything done. So I did the bulk of my work between 4 and 8:59. So by the time 12 o'clock was when I was chilling, I was off working on next month's stuff. I was going around helping other people with their stuff because my work was done. And so one day, my wife got out a little early from work, so I left early. And I got called in the general manager's office, and the general manager says, well, why in the world did you leave early? And I said, it's amazing how you can tell me when I left early, but you're never here to tell me, hey, you know what? You're coming in at 4 o'clock. You're giving all these extra hours. You're doing all this phenomenal work. You're setting the standard by which this company now does social media. But you're going to come bother me because I left a half hour early? Miss me with that bullshit. Fail. Left. Had to. Couldn't do it no more. And because what I kept doing was I kept going into situations thinking that this next job or this next move or this next company or this next person or this next superstar was going to be the reason that my rocket was just going to go. And I came to realize that that's not the case. And so many of y'all are waiting on that, but you're scared to fail. You are scared to fail. And because you're scared to fail, you miss out on those opportunities. You got to be willing to do that. That's like saying, I want to be heavyweight champion of the world. I want to box. I could take out Mayweather, but you don't want to get hit in the mouth. Listen, even if you're a trained professional, getting hit in the mouth still hurts the same. I'm going to tell you that straight up and down. So when you are not in tune with where you are, hey, Julie, I see you. When you are not in tune with where you are, the fear of failure will drag you down. Never let mediocrity drag you down because it's more experience at it and it'll beat you with experience. Do I like network marketing? Somebody asked in the chat room. Yes, I do like network marketing, but I don't like the way most network marketing is done. I think most network marketing actually focuses on recruitment and not selling of products and services. And when you're focused on recruitment, then you're not a real business. You're a Ponzi scheme. You're a pyramid. You're a sucker. You're a sap to the game. If you're only focused on that, then it's an upside down model that you'll never be able to get to the top of. But if you have a product and service that people need that you're actually selling more than you're focusing on recruitment, then that's something else. You cannot afford to miss your shot. You know what I mean? My wife and I went on 2 separate journeys for a very, very long time, and I happened to be best friends with her twin sister. And I remember once she had said, casually, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna be out here. I'm gonna be single. I'm enjoying myself. And I called her up. I said, let me tell you something. I love you. I'm gonna marry you. I'm coming. And I'm paraphrasing a very long personal conversation, but I said, I'm coming. And sure enough, I went and got my woman. Went and got her. And I don't know caveman shit. Like, I had a plan. I knew exactly where I was going. I went all in. I doubled down. And I remember the second I saw her, because I was introduced to her by another friend of mine when I was about 17 years old. And he was like, you're never going to get her. She's out of your league. Showed up at his wedding with my wife. Yeah, so, hey, Vancouver, Canada, thank you for listening. I'm about to follow you, so I appreciate that. But yeah, no, I refuse to die an unlived life. I refuse to be average and mediocre. I refuse to be weak. I refuse to allow the fear of failure to stop me from making it happen. I have been beaten down. I have been bruised. And yes, I'm going to tell you the truth. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes it gets to be too much. Sometimes people are really mean and vicious and awful and horrible and just beyond comparison to the way that they treat you. And then you turn around and they're giving all these losers all these accolades, all this respect, all this props. You out here grinding and putting it in and making it happen. And people who don't have half your talent are just surpassing you and you can't figure out why. It's not your time yet, but you got to keep grinding because guess what? The cream will always rise to the top. Sometimes it's just not as quickly as you want it to be. Sometimes it takes a minute to make that happen. Sometimes people just got to see it. Oh, you're broke. Well, I'm just going over 6 reasons why you're broke. And that's another thing. Let me give you a bonus reason. Let's just call this one 6A. You have talents and skills and abilities that would help you make money, but you would rather give them away for free. Let me say that again. You have talents, skills, and ability to make money, but you would rather give it away for free. So you can be broke all you want to. That's fine, but that's a choice. That is a choice. I ain't never had to rob nobody. I ain't never had to steal nobody. I know exactly what I need to do. I can go give a speech. I can make some audio courses. I can write another book. I can do video production. I can ghostwrite books and make them bestsellers. I can help people get to the next level. I can coach people. There's plenty of things that I can do. I am no different from you. I am here to make it happen. So don't sit up here and tell me you broke. You broke because you want to be broke. Miss me with that. Give me a real reason. And finally, who's ready for the last one? Because I know I done whooped y'all asses and the fire's getting real heavy. So I'm going to give you one more. Who's ready for another one? Say me. Somebody say me. Whoo, I'm getting this thing popping. The 7 reasons why you are afraid and why you are broke. Your 7 reasons. Number 1, you're scared of what people think. Number 2, you don't know how to sell. Number 3, you are too stupid or too stubborn to ask for help. Number 4, your marketing sucks. You're doing basic stuff that you see everybody else doing and they're failing. Number 5, you follow gurus who don't help you and don't tell you the whole story. Number 6, you're scared to fail. 6A is you're scared to bet on your skills in order to make money because you are so scared that no one's going to show up. No one's going to buy. I'm going to give you one more before we get to number 7. 6B, you're depending on friends and family. 6B, you're depending on friends and family. Make sure I put that in the notes because y'all are depending on friends and family. Y'all think friends and family are supposed to buy your stuff. You think friends and family going to respect you. Let me tell you something about your friends and your family. They know too much. They think that you still that little person that they met or that weak person that they met, and don't believe in your skills. They don't believe in your talents. They don't believe in your ability to make it happen. And because they don't believe in your skills, your talents, and your ability to make it happen, and because they know too much about you, they will not support you. My mom told me something really, really quick, and it was amazing. And she said, as educated as she is, she said, David, the reason why you're feeling what you're feeling is because nobody minds you doing good as long as you ain't doing gooder than them. Because the second you start being a do-gooder, you become a threat. Did you catch that? Nobody minds you doing good as long as you aren't doing gooder than them. Because the second you do gooder than them, the second you become a do-gooder, you become a threat. And yeah, she said gooder on purpose, but let's not get the situation twisted. My mother's English is impeccable. But she was trying to illustrate a point. Sometimes you got to be a little bit creative with what it is you're saying, but that's what happens. So you don't rely on your skills. You're looking for friends and family. Friends and family is a great phone plan. Friends and family is a great strategy, but it sucks when it comes to your ability to actually generate income. It's not going to help you. Your friends and family ain't never going to help you. They don't want to see you win. And not to mention, if you're out here moving something, if you're out here shaking and baking, if you're out here snapping necks and cashing checks like Ric Flair and going, woo, what winds up happening at that point is they get jealous. Why? Because they feel something in here, in their heart, that cannot be denied, that they are sitting on untapped potential, and they don't like that you are actually activating that part in your cerebral cortex in the back of your brain that says, you know what? I'm going to make it any damn way. I'm going to move any damn way. I may be a single mom, but I'm going to make it any damn way. I don't need your approval, which brings you back to number one. You're scared of what people think. But let me tell you something. You are sitting around thinking that your friends and family are supposed to support you. Do you know how small an audience that is? 8 billion people in the world. You're worrying about 20. How dumb is that? You're worrying about 1/100,000th of 1% of the people in the population because they're not doing what you want them to do. You're not taking into account everybody else who wants to rock with you, who wants to make moves with you, who wants to buy your products and services, your talents and your gifts, who wants to see you come speak, who wants to buy your books, who wants to do those things. And if you're interested in coming into my challenge, you can do that. I've got a pilot program starting right now. It is bit.ly, the number 2, join the bully. So you got to talk to people, exactly, speak the language of people that know. You can't, when people know your dirt, they don't respect you beyond that. That's why when Jay-Z was doing his thing, people started saying, oh, well, he's a drug dealer, so, it is what it is. But, I mean, what Jay-Z's accomplished a whole lot. He got Oprah to like rappers. So, I'm here to tell you. See, held 3 jobs at one time before. You grinding hard, but it's time to step away from that. I'm happy that you're here, Nathan. I hope that you're sharing this with your followers. I'm hoping that you retweet. I hope that you find me, follow me, do all that good stuff. Come check me out. Come get this work, because I'm here for it. So, finally, without any further ado, I'm going to give you reason number 7 as to why you're still broke. Who's ready? I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you right now. Appreciate the follows. Appreciate those hearts. Appreciate you sharing with your audience. Appreciate you supporting this situation. Reason number 7. Oh, that's a good one. Said all I had to leave folks behind. Friends and family will leave you starving. Sure will. Can't depend on them. Not at all. Hey, there were songs when I was a kid. Friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Here comes the deep part. The ones we can depend on. You lucky if you get 2 friends your whole life that you can really depend on. But y'all worrying about the wrong things. So, number 7, which really, if I was doing a countdown, yeah, Houdini, you said it. Number 7. Again, the first one is you're scared of what people think. Number 2, you don't know how to sell. Number 3, you're too stubborn or too stupid to ask for help. Number 4, your marketing sucks and you don't know how to fix it. Number 5, you follow gurus who don't help you, who don't want to help you. They just want your eyes, your ears, and your money. Number 6, you're scared to fail. Number 6A is you don't rely on your own talents and skills to make the money to pay the bills. Number 6B is you rely on friends and family, and that's a horrible marketing plan. And the number 7 reason why you're still broke right now, you're waiting for the perfect storm. You're waiting for the stars to just open up and align themselves with you, and then the heavens are going to pop open, and you're just going to float off into space, and it's going to be magical and mystical, and My Little Ponies are going to start shooting rainbow zebras out of their behinds, and the Care Bears are going to stare out of their chest, and Michael Jackson's going to come back and moonwalk and challenge Prince to a dance battle and sing I Want to Be Your Lover in A-flat while Rick James plays the keyboard and Marvin Gaye sings backup. It's never going to happen. There is never a perfect time. There is never a perfect time to have a child. There's never a perfect time to get an education. There's never a perfect time to make a move. And there's never a perfect time to start a business. There's never a perfect time to be great. So you have to deal with that. You definitely have to deal with those issues and realize that that's going to happen. You have to come to a realization that this show goes on. You have to be your number 1 fan, your number 1 supporter. You have to do what you need to do in order to get things to the next level. Will you be willing to do that? Are you willing to go there? Are you willing to take the next step? You are waiting for the perfect storm. And because you're waiting on the perfect storm, you can't make it. You are waiting for this perfect storm. Like when I was a kid, man, I used to watch little girls and they'd take old wire and they start playing double dutch. And there was always one girl who was too scared to get welts on her legs from jumping into that double dutch course. So she's sitting up there leaning back and forth, hands out. And then she never jumps in. And everybody like, man, miss your turn. Just start turning because you suck. You're holding up the process. You, right now, because you're too scared to start your business, you are robbing other people of opportunities to experience your greatness. You're robbing people of other opportunities to get that help. You're robbing people of other opportunities because you're too scared to go in. When I was 7 years old, I hadn't really learned to swim, but I could float because, fat floats really well. And there was this, there was this huge there was this huge water slide, and my dad had got me like the floaties and the life raft. I'd have been cool. There's no way I would have drowned. Scientifically, there's no way I would have drowned. But I was so scared because I looked down and it looked like I was standing on the edge of a 2-story building, and I got scared. And so I backed myself with all this floating equipment, down the ladder. And my dad looks at me. He's like, Dave, come here. And I'm thinking he's going to hug me and console me. Not Carl Anderson. Carl Anderson looked at me. He lifted me up with his big, strong hands, and he threw me in the deep end. And I was like, oh, and I don't even think I got the shit out, but I just felt like, oh, and then I splashed, and I realized that my face never went under the water. Why? Because I had the floaties, I had the life raft, I had everything I needed, but I was too scared to make that move. And that's just what you are. You're waiting for the perfect storm. You're waiting for everything to line itself up. You're waiting for something, some kind of magical sign. My grandmother, God rest her soul, told me this, and I'm sure you've heard different versions of this, but her version went like this. Once upon a time, there was a devout believer in God, and that devout believer in God said, you know what? I'm never, ever, ever going to deviate from what God has for me. And so then the storm came, like a Katrina type of storm. And the water was getting rough and people were dying and drowning and bodies were floating in the whole nine. And he said, that's okay. I'm a person of faith. I'm going to call on Jesus. And that's what he did. He said, oh, Jesus, you know that I've been here and I have just been working for you, Lord. I have been doing my due diligence. I have done everything in your name, Jesus. If you could just get me out of this, Jesus, I will continue to be as devout. I will turn my devout up all the way, Jesus. If you could just help me. And so all of a sudden, a man comes by in a rowboat. And he rose and he says, come on, man, hop in. And the believer who was still praying said, oh, no, brother, I'm waiting on Jesus to save me. So dude looked at him and said, and he rowed his boat gently down the stream. Next thing you know, about 3 hours later, a man with a speedboat comes in. Hey, man, hop in. I'll take you to safety. Oh, no. I'm waiting on Jesus. So then 2 days go by. Now, the clothes are tattered and torn. The wind done got him. He's hanging on to a branch. And all of a sudden, a chopper comes in, a rescue chopper. And the man goes, hey, come on, grab my hand. Take this ladder. And the guy says, no, I'm waiting on Jesus to save me. So the man drowns and he gets to heaven. And he's walking around heaven and he's angry and he feels like he has a righteous anger. So he says, excuse me, where can I find Jesus? And they point him into one direction and he goes in that direction. And sure enough, there's our Lord and Savior, chilling, rocking out, looking good, stigmata popping, doing his thing. And he's like, Jesus, hey, remember me? I followed you. I said that if you would just get me out of this, I will follow. I'd do more. I would be a great follower. And Jesus looked at him and laughed. He said, Jesus, why are you laughing? He said, fool, I sent you a rowboat, a speedboat, and a helicopter. What more did you want me to do? Boom. Y'all waiting on the perfect storm, but it's not big enough for you. That the signs ain't big enough to you. You're looking for something more beyond what it is that you already have. You're looking for some great things. Sometimes the smallest miracles, the smallest things can turn into something so phenomenal you can't even, get it. You don't even see it. Let me tell you something. Penicillin has helped cure more diseases in our lifetime in the modern age than anything else. Penicillin was discovered because some moron left a cheese sandwich next to a Bunsen burner. And the culture that formed became the thing that became penicillin. Now, I may not get the science exactly right. I'm not a scientist. It's not my thing. But primarily, it was a cheese sandwich left out. But y'all waiting for some pie in the sky magical miracle. And you don't look at the miracles that are around you. You're taking your skills for granted. You're taking your relationships for granted. You don't know who knows who because you won't ask. There's a book by a guy named Bob Bodine called The Power of Who. And it says you already have everybody that you need. And whether you subscribe to Christianity or not, I'm not here to convert you. That's not my thing. My thing is to give you an example that most people can understand. Jesus Christ, if you subscribe to the fact that Jesus Christ was the Son of God, then you will always subscribe to the fact that he was God made flesh. And if he was the Son of God and God made flesh, then that means that he was perfect without flaw. But yet and still, he had a team. And you think you're going to rock solo like you Michael Jackson? You're going to be Bobby Brown? You good to go solo? You're going to take your mohawk and flip it to a Gumby? That's what you're going to do? You going to go like that? That's you? All right, well, that's why you're not winning. So those, ladies and gentlemen, are the 7 reasons why you're not making money every day. Those are the 7 reasons why you're broke. That is why I am here. And if you want to come and get this work and really see what I got, you want to see what's going on? Look, I'll start you off entry level. We can get into personal coaching later in another time, but right now I need you to go to bit.ly/2 join the bully. In other words, bit.ly, the number 2, bit.ly/2, capital JOIN, capital THE, capital BULLY, and come get this work. Come see me. Come get some knowledge. Come make some things happen. All right. I hope that you enjoyed this live edition of the Business Bully Podcast. I enjoyed giving it to you. Until next time, do me a favor. Get out of your feelings. Get into your business.